Luke Spade. A Secret Enemy for the Cowboy Billionaire. By Sophie Devon. Chapter 1. A pretty but red-nosed brunette sat huddled up on a couch in the cozy living room and rolled brimming eyes to her friend's face. "I had to break it off with Luke. I just couldn't take it anymore," she sobbed. "I woke up on my birthday and realized I was middle-aged and no closer to my wedding day." She shook her head bitterly. "I'm 30, I've sunk years of my life into Luke Spade, and he's never going to ask me to marry him." Julie Parker raised her brows sadly and slipped an arm around her best friend's shoulder. "I'm so sorry, Trina," she murmured. "I wish this hadn't happened." "I wish it hadn't either," Trina agreed indignantly. "Breaking up with Luke was the last thing in this world I wanted. I've loved Luke Spade from the first day I set eyes on him." She sniffed and smiled weakly, and her eyes got that faraway look that twisted Julie's heart. She'd seen that wistful look since the first day she and Trina had put their heads together and whispered about boys. "Luke was busting broncs at the rodeo," Trina breathed, "and he was so handsome in his plaid shirt and jeans, Julie, you just don't know. He was riding a big Palomino horse, and when the spotlight fell on him, he lifted his Stetson and his blonde hair was so beautiful," she murmured in a faraway voice. "Like wheat or gold or something. His face was so brown," she whispered. "And when he stared up into the crowd, he looked right at me and smiled so handsome that I—" Trina wiped her eyes with her hand and laughed weakly. "I couldn't believe it when we started to go out. I never dreamed such a handsome man would be seen with an ordinary girl like me." Julie's eyes slid to the coffee table, where a big portrait of Luke still enjoyed a prominent place in Trina's house. Trina had always claimed Luke was to die for, but to Julie's eye, Luke wasn't what she'd call drop-dead gorgeous. She tilted her head. He was cute as a button, and he looked fun and laid back, and she narrowed her eyes, possibly a little rascally. If she had to guess, she'd say that Trina had fallen more for his charm than his looks. True, Luke had glorious wheat blonde hair and long bangs that almost covered his brows. He had bright blue eyes glinting with mischief, high proud cheekbones, a straight nose, and a wide smiling mouth. But there was something in that grin that suggested Trina's praise owed to something besides his boyish good looks. Julie stifled a sigh. She could see why Trina had loved him, and why she was broken-hearted to have to give up on him. Still, she couldn't allow Trina to see herself as less important than Luke, no matter how handsome or rich he might be. Her heart melted in sympathy. "Don't sell yourself short, Trina," she objected. "You're a wonderful person. And you're very pretty."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?